What to do in a dispute. Navigating through disputes requires a blend of preparation and strategy. Imagine this scenario. You've poured your heart and skills into a project and now you're waiting for the payment, but the due date has passed and there's no sign of any payment coming into your account. It's a situation no freelancer or business owner wants to find themselves in, but unfortunately it happens. So, what do? In this section, I'll walk you through practical steps to navigate such challenges, ensuring you're prepared to handle them effectively and professionally. Now, before we get into each step, the first thing I'm going to tell you is that things inevitably go wrong, and there's always a solution, even if you don't know what it is yet. So, the first thing that you should do is honestly take a breath, because your first emotion will most likely be anger or confusion. So, don't panic. Take a breath and do not make it personal, and follow these next steps. So, step one, consult your contract. The first step is to consult your contract. This document is not just a formality, but a roadmap that outlines the agreed upon terms and the procedures for resolving disputes. A properly drafted contract will tell you what the next steps are. For example, how many days your client has to reply, and what happens if they don't, and what rights you have if they don't. Step two, communicate with your client. Address the issue promptly and professionally, as it's always best to resolve issues amicably before taking any drastic steps. Perhaps your client forgot to send the payment. Perhaps they decided to go on an impromptu vacation. You just never know. So draft a professional email addressing the issue. We're going to discuss what that email looks like in the next slide. Step 3. If they continue ghosting you, gather that documentation. Compile all relevant files, emails, invoices, correspondence, and evidence that supports your case. Step 4. Seek legal advice. When complexities arise, don't hesitate to seek a professional. A lawyer can provide tailored strategies based on your specific situation and can write emails on your behalf to up the heat in case things don't go very well. A lawyer will also let you know what the next step should be and will take into account your financial situation when you explain it to them. They will usually let you know if something is worth pursuing or not, or if there are any alternatives. You can find lawyers by simply Googling, getting a recommendation from someone, or looking at the Law Society website for your jurisdiction, where they will provide a list of lawyers. In most contractual disputes, you will most likely need a business lawyer. And if they aren't the right fit, you know what? Lawyers know a bunch of other lawyers. They will always refer you. We're here to be on your side. Step 5, follow the legal process. Adhere to the legal procedures, whether outlined in your contract or advised by your lawyer. It's essential to follow the legal steps to ensure your rights are protected. Now, let's go through a sample email to a client and what needs to be included. First of all, make sure that the subject line demonstrates urgency. In this scenario, we will say the issue is non payment. Highlight what the issue is and how many days have passed. Next up, highlight the contract, what clauses they should refer to, and make sure to attach the contract that you both signed in that email. And then make a suggested way to reach a resolution or to find a time to contact each other. Keep it neutral. Perhaps they just forgot to make a payment or they need a payment plan and there's a possibility of them paying you monthly. You're negotiating here. As you can see, this letter is simple, professional, and references the contract. You can always add your own tone of voice to it and write it any way you like, but those are the crucial aspects to include in such a letter. Because if this does escalate further, your lawyer will want evidence of you trying to communicate with the client, and a letter demonstrating you being amicable and really putting all of the terms down will help you if this does escalate in the future. Wow, we've covered a lot in Module 1, diving deep into legal foundations of contracts. Module 2 will be all about protecting your online business. So let's get started.